Hi guys, it's been a minute and you're welcome to Trueheu'S podcast. My name is Happiness Eric, and of course, we're always here to bring you the very best when it comes to socioeconomic issues. But today in the studio, I have with me one of Abuja's finest, an ace tattoo artist. He's been this guy is the baddest tattoo artist you can ever think of in Abuja. But guess what? You can even also, you can also invite him wherever. He can deliver his service anywhere in any part of the world. All right, so this guy is the MD of Trueheu'S Tattoos, and it's none other person than Kelvin Adebayo. Kelvin Dio. Kelvin Dio, you're welcome to Trueheu'S podcast.
Thank you very much.
So, Trueheu'S Tattoos, let's start from there. How did you come about that name?
I guess it just came to me in one of my painting sessions or something. So before I started tattooing, I already knew what I wanted to do. I knew what I wanted to achieve, the kind of tattoo artist I wanted to be. So I think the name just came to me, and everything just came together nicely. Sounds good for the kind of tattoos I do. And I was going to mention also, so I'm basically a black and gray realism artist. Wow. It's a style of tattoo, and that's what I do. That's why most of my tattoos look as realistic and lifelike as they do, because that's my specialty.
I actually went through your work. Like your work, just so clean and amazing. But they are deep. They are really deep, because of course we know that as an artist, you also have a story that you're telling, and also as a tattoo artist, I believe they're like almost the same thing, right? When you're drawing a tattoo like it. But when I looked at it, it was deep, and I'm like, okay, this is serious business here. It
is it is serious business. I take tattooing very seriously. Like it's art, but the way my art resonates to my clients, the way it makes them feel, especially people that come in with a purpose. They come in to create memorials, make a cover up of the scars, self-harm scars, and just people that are generally not as confident as they should be in their self or their body or something. And this art actually gives them a whole new perspective to the way they think about themselves, their bodies, and everything. So it's very serious business, very important to me, and my clients' satisfaction is what's most important to me. So yeah.
How's the tattoo experience like? Do you, first of all, we already have a society. We're in a society where people don't people are not embracing this tattoo. Just the way everyone is lashing out about BBLs and and piercings as well. By the way, you do piercing, right?
Yes, I do. Absolutely.
Oh, great. Okay, so people have not really accepted tattoos yet, because there was something that happened. I'm going to tell you. So while I was searching for tattoo artists, right? So I went on my Twitter handle and I tweeted. I said, I need a very, very nice tattoo plug, a very, beautiful tattoo plug in Abuja. I don't know if you know anyone, please just refer. And then the comments under my tattoo, my tweet was really funny, because I never said I was going to get a tattoo. I just said I need a tattoo artist. And then, people just went and started saying, why do you don't need a tattoo? I don't think you need a tattoo. Why do you need a tattoo? You're so beautiful. You don't want to, spoil your skin. You have a beautiful skin. You have a beautiful body. You don't need. And, it brings me to start worrying how you guys, the experience is like for you guys, because, we're not in this society where, like the Western world is a normal thing. Everyone, getting a tattoo is like a pride over there. Like, but for we here, it's, I beg. They see it as you being irresponsible and all of that stuff. How is the experience for you?
It's always there, but the clients and people that actually come to you to get these tattoos done, they obviously are not in that stereotyping boat. Of course, I've been at places where, this is Nigeria, we all know, just from my appearance, having long hair, tattoos, piercings, wearing ear tunnels, and so on. And everyone just has this, they look at you some type of way. And
Yeah.
I don't think my appearance or anybody's appearance should be the judge of who they are realistically. And for example, I tell people all the time, so you have a kid, right? Or you have a brother you have known all your life. And then this person, let's say this person is what, 30, 20, 40, something like that. And they go get a tattoo. So does just getting one tattoo now change everything you know about this person, the quality of the person, who they are, if they're a good person and so on? It doesn't. So if you think about it from that point of view, then for the most part, it's tough. But nowadays, people are beginning to open up and understand. And I feel like it just get easier and better with time as the generations go by, And I think the more also, that's why I'm very particular about my art. The more people see very high quality tattoos and good art that's, it jumps off the skin, it looks super realistic or looks nice with the shape of the body, the more they begin to appreciate and understand that, oh, okay, this thing might actually not be bad, It's, yeah.
So is it spiritual?
Yes, like I think it should be, right? And we're in the midst of blood, pain, tears, and all of that. Think about it. Of course, it's spiritual. It's a feeling. Yes, I never like to know my clients. Tattooing is a feeling. It's not. Yes, it is pain, but there's a lot of variables. So it depends on what part of the body is going to determine how bad it feels, right, or not. And then everyone's pain threshold is different. What we call pain, what most call pain, some people find pleasurable. I should put that out there also. So there are a lot of us that enjoy the feeling of getting tattooed. So it's not exactly, it's pain, it's a feeling, but it's enjoyable at the same time and it's therapeutic. So.
Okay, I see. I mean, being a tattoo artist, right? It's kind of like similar with what they call the normal artists, regular painter. Yeah. Yeah. Is it the same thing? Can a regular painter pass for a tattoo artist? Or can you, of course I know that you tattoo guys can actually, or tattoo artists can actually, pass for, you can actually draw, you can do the basic drawing.
Me personally, I'm a natural. I knew how to draw and paint since I was a kid, like before I actually went and polished my skills even better in school, right? But there's obviously a difference between a tattoo artist and a painter, right? Because our mediums are different, right? If I'm a tattoo artist, then my canvas is human skin, right? And my medium will be tattoo ink and tattoo machines. Then a painter will obviously be working on, maybe a mural painter working on walls or wood boards or whatever the case might be. So there's that difference there in our medium, how we produce our art. But overall, the idea of art creating something special and so on and so forth, it's all universal. That is why original artists, people that are actually artists, when they get to tattooing, they could understand and produce better quality art, because you can't teach somebody how to think like an artist. You could teach anybody how to put ink on their skin, but you can't teach anybody, how to think like an artist. That is inbuilt. That has to be a part of you. And yeah, so that's what separates the basic tattooers out there and the ones that are actual tattoo artists that are creating good quality art, not just marking skin and putting ink on the skin and calling it tattoos, So there's that difference.
Well, have you tattooed a celebrity before?
Yes, I've tattooed a bunch of celebrities.
Who and who?
I don't know if I should be name dropping.
No, I mean, feel free.
Like a bunch of Big Brother housemates, Cross, Ajabota. There's a couple names that I don't know if I should be name dropping, but yeah, I've tattooed a bunch of celebrities. I obviously you might not see no celebrity pictures on my selfies on my Instagram.
But
I do have them on my phone, I can show you.
But why don't you post them though?
Because I believe in the quality. So at the end of the day, what is actually going to speak for you and take you furthest is the quality of your art, right? And everyone knows this. Like anybody that looks at tattoos I do, they're like, oh wow, like, is that real? All those kind of things. So that quality is priceless. It's, if a celebrity saw my tattoo on skin, they are going to look for my number and call me, and that's what has been happening. So so let's just say I don't need to exactly. And most of my connections that I have created with the celebrities I've tattooed are off of them seeing my work on people's skin. Maybe people they know or their friends or something. So yeah, there's that.
You mentioned cross. You've tattooed cross before. Like, what kind of tattoo did you
have? Nearly half sleeve. Most of what you see on this arm was done by me, aside the background and the Japanese. But the flower, some texts, and a bunch more. Same thing with Ajabota. And a couple other people, Ninja girls. I'm not going to name drop. But yeah.
Ninja girls. But there's no... Okay. Messi has a tattoo. Is it Messi?
I told you I'm not name dropping anybody, but no, it's not.
But I mean, if you mention this name, of course, you know they have like very really large fan base. So, except maybe those tattoos are not visibly, or maybe places where
some of them, yes, but their fan base. You go look at my Instagram page. I know they are going to come to me too.
Tattoos at places where, like, very intimate places.
Oh yes, a lot of people do.
There was one video I saw about a tattoo artist drawing a tattoo of on a lady's vagina, right? And then she have you ever had that kind of experience before?
That exact one, no, because if you do that on my face while I'm tattooing you on my clothes in my studio and everything, we both know you're going home without a tattoo. Like, why? It's done now. I'm done. I'm not going to eat your DNA. I don't want to spit out. I don't want to spit out a mini you tomorrow morning. You know.
Because before you go on, before you start having the tattoo process, you guys don't go on any form of contract or written agreements or whatever.
So those kinds of contracts I do on special occasions, like they apply to or certain kinds of people. Like when I remember one woman that brought me her kids to tattoo one time. Her older son is my friend. We're around the same age. His two little ones were below the age of 18. They were both like 17 and 15 or something like that, right? And the mom approved it. The dad was there also. They invited me over to their house. And I'm like, look, if you make me put ink under my skin, you have signed paper that you are the guy then. Yeah. And they said, yeah, sure, cool, why not? She paid for it. Of course, I gave them nice tattoos. Now, both of them are, yes. This was like 2.5 years ago. So now both of them are, the younger one should be 18 now, and the older one should be like 21 or so. So yeah.
Why would a parent want
Because she's a cool parent. She doesn't care. She's a cool parent. It doesn't change the quality. It's exactly why I said that. Yeah, I think out there it's done.
But for kids,
yeah, yeah, but this is what the kids want. They beg their parents, and only God, the way you earn things from your parents as a kid. You don't know how much plates and clothes they have washed to get the tattoo money out there.
Kevin, I washed plates. When I was I did more than washing plates and cooking. I did a whole lot of chores when I was growing up, but I never, thought about,
I got my first tattoo when I was 15. My mom nearly killed me. I'll tell you that for.
Of course, that's what I'm saying.
My mom is a very religious person.
You went to get to yourself.
Yeah, of course.
But in this case, it was the parents that brought them to you.
Because, their older brother already got tattoos from me. The parents were like, who did your tattoos? Your siblings want tattoo. Oh, it's my friend. Call him over. I came. Do you want to tattoo them?
But I think that's actually irresponsible for a parent.
No. Reason being, like I said, now you are stereotyping.
No, I'm not. Okay, wait.
Think about it this week, right? Think about it this week. Okay, the kids are what? 17 and 15 and 17, right? These are kids that do well in school, they're bright, they're confident, they're everything, So why does a little text, a little tattoo of some cartoon character on his inner arm or on her shoulder have to change anything about the quality of the person she is?
Before that child will get to say 30, there will be tattoo all over the child's body.
Well, then good and fine. It's okay. It doesn't make them any... if they appreciate art, then good. Why not?
Okay, that's fine. But we're back to this intimate tattoo. You said that if any client pee on your body, you're going to send the client.
If you shower me in my studio, first of all, I'll give you a mop. You're going to clean up after yourself. Someone nearly did it. I'll tell you a story of someone nearly did it, and hopefully my former assistant that worked in the studio with me before, H. Now that I said this, I'm sure she can remember, and her friends that were there too can remember. Someone nearly did this too, and I told them, if you get my table wet, you better stand up and go use the bathroom. Don't do it on my table. I'm not going to find it funny. They all had a good laugh, our friends were crying, rolling on the floor. But I was praying to God she didn't do it. And obviously she stood up and went to the bathroom because not on my table. Come on, man.
But it's not everybody that can control it. That's like
well, you need to. Right? Yes, I know what you're talking about. And I saw it happen, you know, frozen toes. Her legs were froze. She couldn't move. She was, her eyes rolled to the back of her head. Having a good time. Like legit having a good time while I was shading. Was she I don't know. I don't know. She was getting a thigh piece, right?
It's high.
Yes, it's thigh piece. No, it was on the thigh and it rolled like half her bum. Like the tattoo went on half her bum, right?
So you could tell if she was actually getting horny.
Oh yeah, she was turned on. She said it, and her friend said it. She said they didn't hide it. They were having a good laugh about it. They found it funny. The moment she was all over the place, they found it funny too. And I was like, yo, you better stand up and go to the bathroom and don't do this on my table. She's like, Mr. Tattoo Artist, I'm going to pee on your table. I'm like, you better not. I dropped my tattoo machine. I'm like, stop, don't do it. I'm not going to find it funny. You know yourself.
Oh wait, let me ask you this one question. Do you usually get ladies or clients? Because I know let me not gender, let me not focus on the female gender alone, because of course these days we have gay who are attracted to guys, who are attracted to guys as well. So do you have clients who are in the process, they just start
Start what?
You know what I'm talking about.
Like, okay, in the process talking to me some type of way?
No, not talking to you some type of way. Just, starts just, seducing you when
yeah, absolutely. Yes, normal. That happens all the time. That? I'm used to it. Like,
you see that almost every time.
I've tattooed, rough estimates, right? Mm-hmm. Possibly more. I've tattooed at least maybe 1,500, 2,000 people, right? In the past 5 years. And I'm positive that 75 to 80% of those are women and ladies, right? So I care more about giving you a good tattoo than how amazing, than any other thing in between, right? So, and besides, like I tell my apprentices, you don't want a fine girl to come in the studio and leave with a worse tattoo, leave uglier than she walked in, right? So all that matters to me is the quality of art. I've tattooed a nudist before that. She walked in my studio and took all her clothes off. First time I ever met this person. And she looked at me like, what? Are you comfortable? Are you uncomfortable? You're judging me, this, that. And I'm like, do your thing. If this is what rocks your boots, then walk out butt naked. It's fine. And I'm talking stack, nothing on naked. Yes. And she straight up told me, I'm a nudist, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. You got a good tattoo, you leave. That's all that matters to me. So all of those it's not it's not a thing to me anymore at this point. I guess most tattoo artists are like this, and it's just like your doctor. I bet your doctor doesn't give a flying hoot about the shape of your ass or anything. They just want. So yeah, there's that. Same thing with guys. Like I have that's the most common.
Yeah. From guys as well.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely. Come on, dude. Like. You know how often I get hit on by guys. I don't even lie about it. I tell people all the time. Yes, all the time. All my tattoo assistants know.
You see a lot of guys in that,
but even on the streets. But I'm saying aside on the streets, right? In the studio, but you have to be professional. You have to be nice. And besides, I'm this kind of person that I honestly don't give a hell what you do in your private life, man. I'm not even. As long as you're a good person. If it's men that rocks your boots or whatever, please have fun. Do your thing. I don't judge. Like, who am I to judge? I'm not God. I'm not perfect myself. So all that matters is good people, right? Good hearts and good people. And yes, harass, yes, but I'm not the kind of person you can harass easily because look at me. I'm bigger than most people. Like, yeah, you're going to have a bad day at the office. And besides, so one thing I do on the side also, my other job is I teach people how to fight. I'm a martial artist also. My brother is a professional fighter where I've trained mixed martial art and kickboxing for years, like a very long time, right? So let's just say I'm not the easiest person to harass, but my size and I have skill to back it up. So yeah, but yeah, I've had people that do the most, and I tell them to do that. You know what? I'm just not going to do this anymore. You should go, stand up and leave.
You stop the tattoo halfway?
Typically, no. I usually finish. If I'm doing this particular one, I'll usually get done with it. If you wanted anything else or more, I'll tell you. I'm out of it. I'm not going to do it.
Strictly business.
Yes, strictly business. When it's time to I know how to have fun. I ride bikes and horses and do all the funnest. When it's time for business, I want to pay attention and get that.
Are tattoos expensive?
Yes, they should be. So first of all, you can't put a price on something that lasts forever. I tell this to my clients all the time. You come in, you want a good tattoo that will make you look good and feel amazing forever, because it's never going nowhere unless you decide to laser that thing out. But you want to chip it out on it. Let's assume I was charging you 500K for a tattoo, right? Do you know how long it's going to take me to get done with 500K?
Wow.
Anybody,
How long does
not
it
just
like?
me, but anybody could be done with 500K in one shopping visit, one spending, one health insurance, one dinner, right? Your tattoo is going to be there for the rest of your life. The weight, right? The what do you call it? The scale value of 500K and something that lasts. It cannot be on the same boat. If I wanted 10 million naira for one tattoo, it's still worth it if it's a good quality tattoo and it makes you feel the way you do, because it's going to last forever, right? So yes, tattoos cost a pretty penny. There's that part to it, and aside that, our equipment are very expensive.
Oh.
Our equipment are very expensive. We import everything, like everything. The only things that I get out here are like our sanitary equipment. That's tissue paper, gloves.
Yeah.
Boxes.
So the rest you import them.
The rest, tattoo machines, needles, and everything.
They're imported.
And, bro, they cost a pretty penny.
So what's the cheapest tattoos that you can ever do?
Currently, my cheapest price is 65K for tiny tattoos, very small tattoos.
Is it what? Wow, this is expensive.
Yes, and obviously it goes up from there. Then
Wow.
we're talking about sleeves, where quarter sleeves and half like small panel sleeves. I do that in like the 350 to 600 range.
Oh, wow.
And the full sleeve is like 1.4, 1.2 and above. Same thing with back pieces. Back pieces are 5 million, 4 million, and it's non-negotiable. Like, there you go. So yeah, there's that. Yeah.
What's the hardest tattoo that you've drawn?
What's the most difficult? That's a great question.
The one that's very like, which clients have you ever attended to and you know that it left a
Back into it.
Yeah.
Typically, when I do a lot of large tattoo, right? But sometimes, or a lot of times too, I do like proper large scale where it's maybe it's a big sized person. So the half leg piece for that kind of person would be like a full sleeve for a regular sized person, right? Or we're doing a half back or something like that.
Yeah.
Those are the tattoos I put my everything into, because you don't want to make like it has to be perfect.
Right.
It has to be perfect. It's really big. It's not something that a cover up or something could fit easily. So it has to be perfect. So I think those take the most out of me. But what I used to find most difficult actually is certain positions of the body. That's what is tough. Right?
Oh, right.
So I'm not worried about my application. My application, I know how to put the ink on the skin flawlessly without damaging the skin, right? So application is not a problem. Like creating different gradients, making the art look good is not a problem. It's positioning, like having to tattoo someone on the neck.
That's it.
Now, I've tattooed the neck before. That was a freaking nightmare to get him to sit one place. You know, he's moving. The neck's not the easiest skin to tattoo.
Is it because of the bones around there? Wait,
Just
is it
the
this?
way the skin feels. Your skin feels different everywhere on your body. The way I'll tattoo your leg is not the same way I'll tattoo your ribs. It's not the same way I'll tattoo your arm. Because it kind of feels there's different depths and stretchiness to the skin, right?
Right.
So that is what makes tattoos difficult for me now. Okay, I remember. Perfect. The most difficult tattoo I did. The most difficult tattoo I did was on a lady not so long ago. So actually what made the tattoo difficult was the type of her skin. She was, I'll tell you for real, she was heavily bleached. Yes, she's an older woman. She's like in her 60s maybe. But she's someone that has bleached her skin very well. You could tell from the texture. So her skin felt like, tattooing her felt like a hot knife on butter. Yes, the skin was literally breaking and splitting and sliding. Like my tattoo, people that
because the skin is already soft.
Yes, the skin is I call it tissue paper skin. The skin was ridiculous. How were you
able to manage to scale through that? Because it's like having a surgery where you're trying to patch back the skin and then oh my god.
I think what I did was I had to so I was using a smaller size needle at first, which it will obviously be sharper, right? And regular hand speed and machine speed I used. But because of the way her skin was every time I touch her with the needle, her skin just went.
Was she bleeding?
Yes, of course, absolutely. But not like bleeding mess. But there was spots of blood. So I think I had to use a bigger needle and slow the machine down. So there's more resistance from the skin with the bigger size needle, right? Then I just slow the machine down where it's barely that hitting the skin hard enough because our skin is already tender. So
Yeah.
try anything could get the ink under there. So that's what I did and saved the situation.
So how after everything, how did it come out? Is it? Have you seen her recently? Is it tattoos? How long?
No.
When was this though?
Oh my gosh. This was a couple months ago.
Couple months ago. Okay, this year. Oh,
I've
that's
not seen her recently, but I mean, I speak to her daughter. Her daughter reached out to me and everything.
she's healed.
I've tattooed the lady's legs before, which was even a worse nightmare. It happened. Yes, I tattooed both her ankles. Like I gave her a band across both her ankles.
That's like a very sensitive bony area.
Bony area, thin skin, big skin, tissue paper.
All together.
Yeah. But I did it. It came out good. When I saw it, I actually smiled hard. I was like, oh shit, that thing is and she was excited about it. She couldn't wait to wear shirts and come show me.
Oh wow, beautiful.
And she looks like my mom, so it was nice getting like an older person excited about tattoos.
Alright.
So that was what mattered to me more, yeah.
Okay. How long does it take for tattoos to clean? Because I've seen people's tattoos that are fading. It's not like sometimes you see the ones that are very sharp. They are very, very clean and clear. And then sometimes you just see some, like Wizkid's tattoo now, there's something I've noticed. The one he drew on his hand, he wrote Boluwatife, something like that. I noticed that as at the time I started noticing that tattoo was very, very clear and bright. But right now, these days, if you see it, it's I pay attention to stuff a lot. So yeah, to tell you how very sensitive I can get when I'm, paying attention to things, I'm very observant. So, like recently, if I see his pictures, that particular inscription is looking very fainted. It's not as bright as it used to. Why is that happening?
So there's a bunch of factors that makes your tattoo not as vibrant over time. First of all, the way you take care of your tattoo in the first 3 months, like month to 3 after you get the tattoo, is very important. You can expose it to sun, you can pinch and dig into it, and you can be sponging. You need to just be generally careful with it, apply the correct aftercare. There's that. Then also certain parts of the body that is constantly exposed to the sun tend to lose more ink.
Okay,
lose more ink quicker than parts that are covered. So if you had a tattoo on your forearm and you walk in a place like Nigeria where it's always sunny and you're always outside, you're wearing short sleeve.
Yeah.
That tattoo is going to
fade away over time.
Yes, it's not going to totally disappear, but it's not going to look as vibrant like a tattoo that were on your rib. Right?
Okay.
Because the sun never touches this one.
Right.
And then again, so for tattoos like that on the arm, we are typically advising our clients to use sunscreen.
Okay.
Especially if you're going out in the sun, you're very active, you want to use sunscreen and take care of it. So there's those two factors, and obviously if it's applied nicely when it's first done, the ink is in there deep, it's dark, good quality ink, good quality art.
Right.
I think it's survived.
Oh wow.
So, yeah, taking care of the tattoo is very important.
There's okay, talking about tattoos that are exposed now, right? But I've made mention of Wizkid's own, but there's this particular guy. He's a DJ Sose.
Oh, yeah.
He has had his tattoo on his face for over. See, I've known that guy because sometimes I feel like, does this guy actually go back to renew his tattoos? Because I've known him over 10 years ago, a decade. And he's still looking each time you see this DJ Sose, right? His tattoos are always, the tattoo on his face is always looking very.
The first thing you notice about him.
Yeah, that's like his brand,
Yeah, it's across his face. First time I saw him in the club back in college, and I met him in the mall back in college.
Okay.
Yes, I noticed it across the hall. I could see thing across his face, and it's very daring, very bold one. And I imagine maybe because he takes care of it pretty well, and maybe goes to blast it over every now and then. The thing looks good. I bet he puts sunscreen on that thing.
He's married, and his wife loves him like that.
I bet she has more tattoos because he doesn't change how sweet of a person he is. So it's just ink on face at the end of the day.
Yeah. It's really nice, having this chat with you. All right. Thank you so much for coming on this podcast. It's been an amazing conversation with you. And of course, guys, I'm sure this conversation after now, you guys can go check out Trueheu'S tattoos. What's the tattoo about again? Like,
I'm a black and gray realism specialist. So black and gray realism. I can do color obviously, but black and gray is my thing. I'll make that black and gray pop on skin for sure. So yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for coming on my podcast.
You're welcome.
I appreciate the conversation.
Yes.
I appreciate all the things and everything around tattoos and the tattoo industry. It's been a beautiful conversation. I appreciate you. You're a very interesting guy, and I'm sure when you're having these tattoo sections and then your clients are really feeling pain, there's this conversation. I know you're very engaged in this conversation. I know you try to get that, get them distracted from the pains. And all of that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Thank you very much for coming. Alright guys, this is where we come to the end of today's episode. Until next time, when we come your way with another interesting guest. We're drawing the curtain for now. Bye.